Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here today and share my life and lesson experience. My name is Marisa Wiruhayarn. I originally came from Thailand. I married and came to the United States in the late 1983 with a very minimal language and no working experience. Today, I am an accountant and a small local business owner. Despite any successes people may have, it is very important to remember your roots. I would never have dreamed to be where I am today. It took a village to set me to the right path. I know I'm working hard, but it was my willingness to lead me to the right people to propel me forward. Let me take you back 35 years ago. It was in the late October 1986. I woke up to the knock on the front door. I rushed over to open the door, and there were two police officers waiting for me. They told me my husband was deceased. I didn't understand. When I came to this country, I speak very minimal language. I was afraid to look stupid. I didn't even try to practice. I got by because my husband did everything for me, but it didn't help in this situation. I knew one thing was wrong with him, and he was at the hospital. And I thought maybe he was sleeping or passing out. I didn't know what the word deceit meant. And I kept asking the police officer when will he wake up. At the meantime, I tried to get my children ready to go to the hospital with me. The police officer kept trying to stop me from giving the children a bath and tried to stop me and didn't understand what I was doing. They just told me my husband was dead. I felt so helpless. They asked me questions, but I didn't know how to answer. They understand that I didn't know English. Finally, they called my mother-in-law, and that's when I learned the shocking news. Suddenly, life was different. I have two young children to raise and my life to rebuild. My father-in-law asked me, what do I want to do next? One thing I knew for sure was that working at the minimum wage at $4.50 per hour would not be enough for us. I told him, I have no working skill, no education. Only thing I can do is scrubbing the floor or cleaning the dishes or sacking the food. I have 35 years to work before I retired. I need to do something better than that. So I decided that I want to go back to school and get more education. He said, okay, Marisa, you can do it. I stepped back a little bit and said, well, wait a minute, Granddad. I call him Granddad because my children call him that. I said, wait a minute. If I was lucky enough to go back to school, just like everybody else normally, and take 4 years to get college degree, I would be 31 years old. It was so old when I think about it. I said, who's going to hire a 31 years old lady to work? He said, you're going to be 31 anyway. Do you want to be 31 with the degree or without the degree? Of course I want to be 31 with the degree. So he took me to Don Bosco Community Center to learn English, which is free since I have no money. Don Bosco teaching English for refugee and new arrival to basic living in this country. But my goal was to get a college degree. So I expressed that to the teacher, and one of the teachers introduced me to the basic adult education that offer close to my house at Park Hill High School. So I end up taking the class, English class in the morning at Don Bosco and evening class to prepare myself for GED exam. I keep doing that until the fall 1987. I took the GED exam and I passed it, so I went on to take community college. After 2 years, I decided to go to an accounting degree because nursing and accounting, pretty good choice, but nursing, I'm afraid of the blood and I don't like needle. Until today, I cannot look at when I give blood. So I decided, for the sake of myself and somebody else I won't hurt, I go with accounting degree. I like the number. I feel like I can talk to the number. And I graduated from Rockhurst in 1991, which is 4 years like my plan. It's a lot of hard work every semester, summertime too. What I have learned through the college, I learned that the education extends beyond the classroom. Getting college degree, it doesn't mean just to get a job and paycheck. I also learned along the way that I learned the people skill, analyzing skill, critical thinking that I learned, and everything else beyond, which that is my bonus. No shortcut to college, one thing I learned, and if I put myself through, that's the bonus skill everybody can learn along the way, getting through the classroom. Before I graduated, I married my husband. He's from Thailand also. I landed my first job in Kansas City downtown. I felt different. I felt like someone new in me. I feel like I want to create things and take control of my own life. I don't want to be helpless anymore. My husband and I had a dream. We want to own our own business, and what we know best are food. We want to own Thai food restaurant. We put proposal together. We went to the bank. The bank turned us down in no time. Because we have no experience, we don't have enough money to back up for the cushion. And we also learned that restaurant business is high fatality business. 90% of the time never make it the first year. But because the bank turned us down, disappointed, yes, but never give up. I believe in that. If I have the will, I will find a way. With my paycheck, it's a good calculated risk that my husband can give up the job, I still keep working full-time for the backup plan. So we decide to take out our credit card and max it out, purchase the equipment, and set up the kitchens. We don't have money left, so I have to take all my hobbies, handcraft with cross stitches from the house, rip everything from the wall, and come and decorate our restaurant, which turned out to be good because the theme on those cross-stitch work is about Thai culture, which is perfectly fine. So we work very hard because credit card interest is not joking, they're high. So we work 7 days a week. He works 7 days in the kitchen. I hold up day job. Evening time, I come to restaurant serving table. And on the weekend, we pay everyone first before we pay ourselves. In about 4 years, when we pay off our debt. So we continue working, and 10 years later, we have opportunity to open Tasty Thai's second location in Liberty. And in 2014, we opened another one, noodle shop, Big Bowl Pho. With all this restaurant, I should be happy and relaxed and kick back, but I never feel enough, and I thought I'm being silly or reckless, never happy with what I have. But no, it's not what it is. I am an entrepreneur. I like to keep thinking, creating what next. So the new challenge came. At the same time, I lost my day job. So I have 8 to 5. What do I want to do? Remember, I am observant. When I was working in downtown, I watched people lining up to buying lunch, and I start to calculate what the revenue and expense to find break-even points. So when I have my own restaurant, I also watch my customer. I talk to my customer, I get the feedback, and they knew they like my hot sauce. So I think about, okay, something new I want to learn. I want to try to bottle my hot sauce. And that's another whole learning experience. I never know how difficult to come up with the label. All kind of information on that little paper. Take a lot of work and research, but I like it because it's fun. I always want to learn and try the new things. We put the bottle together. I make it, I label it, packaging, I put in front of my store for the testing. To start moving. So I took the bottle, took the first case to the grocery store locally, and luckily they took it. So I start do the demo and sample and expanding to the point that it's too much for one person to do. So then I start to have distributor and co-packaging. In 2015, I add sweet peanut sauce on it. And then the new challenge with the tasty Thai beef jerky, Thai candy version. Life is good and still learning. And I want to tell you, Kansas City community has given me so much from the beginning. I am paying forward and hope that this message will motivate you and help you move forward to overcome any challenges. This community, we are lucky to be in this community that has a visionary and entrepreneur to support the entrepreneur. There are so many resources that we can reach out if you're willing to learn and try new things. It can be very exhausted, very hard work, but this community is very friendly, and people around here always there to help you with encourage and advice if it's nothing else. Perseverance and willingness are essential to entrepreneurship and in life in general. If you're willing to work hard, set up your goals, I believe that you will overcome any obstacle and realize your vision for yourself, your family, and your community. Thank you.